Hello everyone, this is S. Pravalika, Assistant Professor, Department of AML, Aditya University. In the today's lecture, we are going to discuss about code refactoring, continuous integration, automated build tools and version control system. So let us start with the today's session. At the end of this lecture, student will be able to explain about code refactoring, continuous integration, automated build tools, version control system. So first one, code refactoring, need and significance. So what is meant by a code refactoring? Code refactoring is a process of improving the internal design and structure of existing code without changing its external behavior. So, what is meant by a code refactoring? Nothing but improving the internal design of the existing code without disturbing its external behavior. And what was the need and significance for this code refactoring? So, first one, improves readability. Improves readability in the sense, clean code reads like well-written prose, making it easier for the new and existing developers to understand. So, if we are making a code in a clear-cut way, it helps the newcomers or else it helps the existing developers to understand in a very ease of way. Second one, eases debugging. Eases debugging in the sense, unraveling complex tangled modules uncovers hidden logical vulnerabilities. So, if we are making code in a clear-cut way, it helps us to solve vulnerabilities in an easier way, and it also helps us to uncover the hidden logical vulnerabilities. Next one, enhances scalability. Enhances scalability in the sense, simplifies existing architecture so new features can be integrated seamlessly without breaking the old one. So, enhances scalability, simplifying the existing architecture. So, whatever design existing so far will be simplified so that if we want to add new features to the existing architecture, we can add them without breaking the old logic. Next one, saves cloud cost. So, saves cloud cost in the sense, optimized code structure often eliminates resources, heavy bottlenecks and processing overhead. So, simply it eliminates the waste and makes us to have a flexible one. So, optimized code structure. Next one, essential refactoring techniques. So, what were the essential refactoring techniques? So, developers apply targeted techniques to safely eradicate the code smells. So, code smells are nothing but the issues in the codes. So, the first one is extract method. Isolates an overcomplicated chunk of large function, shifts it into its own descriptive standalone methods. So, extraction methods are nothing but simply we are just breaking the chunks from the larger function and we are just making them into our own descriptive way. Next one, rename the variable or method. So, changes ambiguous or single letter names to self-explanatory alternatives. So, simply if there exists an X, simply what we are doing is we are just giving it as a username. So, modifying the existing names. Next one, inline method. Removes redundant vapor-like methods, inserts their logic directly into caller if execution is trivial. So, removing the redundant and vapor-like methods and just removing the unnecessary ones and just inserting their logic directly rather than showcasing an indirect one. Next one, extract class. Splits a bloated class with too many responsibilities into two distinct, highly specialized classes. So, extract class. So, if there exists a class with too many responsibilities, we are simply just making the responsibilities into two or else into separate multiple ones so that we can have highly specialized classes. Next one, replace conditional with polymorphism. So, remove the nested if-else or switch trees by utilizing subclassing or object inheritance. So, by using the subclass or object inheritance techniques, we can remove the nested if or switch trees. So, these were the essential refactoring techniques existing in code refactoring. So, the next one is continuous integration. So, what is meant by continuous integration? So, continuous integration CI is a DevOps practice where developers frequently merge code adjustments into shared master repository. Simply, what happens here is developers are frequently going to merge code adjustments. So, if there exist two different codes, so they are going to merge them into single one into a shared master repository. So, what happens if we are going with this continuous integration? Eliminates the merge hell. So, eliminates the merge hell in the sense, small regular updates prevent massive conflicting code base disparities across the local environment. So, we can eliminate the conflicts in this continuous integration. So, small regular updates prevent the massive conflicting code bases disparities across the local environments. Across the local environments, we can just eradicate those conflicts. Next one, immediate feedback loops. Automated build notifications inform engineers complication or logical testing breaks within minutes. So immediate feedback loops. So if we are getting an immediate feedback, so that the developers or else whoever the testers existing, they can modify the existing issues. So automated build notifications inform engineers of complication or logical testing breaks within the minutes. So we can solve the issues within a less span of time. Ensures high quality, operates alongside automated regressions to confirm that ongoing refactoring does not break the old functionality. So we need to proceed with the automation for the current ongoing refactoring techniques without disturbing the old functionality. So this one is regarding the continuous integration. So the next one, automated build tools. So automated build tools, we have already discussed regarding these things, but here we are just having some more information regarding automated build tools. Automated build tools compile raw source code files, resolve the software dependencies, run test, package apps into executable objects. So whatever the code files existing, whatever the software dependencies existing, so everything will be done into the executable objects. So this is done by automated build tools. And what was the next thing is ecosystem standards. Developers often utilize Apache Maven or Gradle for Java applications, NPM Webpack for JavaScript frameworks, and Make for C and C++. So this is regarding ecosystem standards. So developers will be using these things particularly for all the programming languages. Next one, consistency assurance. Eradicates human errors like manual syntax, compiling mistakes, or missing library setups. So consistency assurance, making sure that things are going on smooth. So eradicating human errors like manual syntax. So this is going to have, it is going to work on a machine so that we can eradicate human errors. So the next one, dependency management. Automatically downloads links, tracks, and matches version libraries from remote package servers. So dependency management. So if we are having a dependency management, we can automatically download the links, we can automatically track and matched versions libraries from the remote package servers. Next one, pipeline foundation. Serves as a crucial trigger phase inside any modern automated CI engine. So it serves as a crucial trigger phase inside a continuous integration engine. So this is regarding automated build tools. Next one, version control system. So version control system, simply we can go with an example of Git. So version control system records internal file edits over time, allowing the developers to manage and change securely. So distributed systems like Git dominate the current industry landscape. So simply we can take an example of GitHub. So for example, what was happening in the Git? We can track the code, we can also edit over time, also we can manage the changes securely. So components existing, primary purpose, and their utility. So first one, repository. What happens in the repository? Stores historic file states, commit logs, and global project metadata. So it is going to store all the historical file states as well as the committed logs, and also global project metadata will be stored. Next one, commit. Captures an unalterable snapshot of files at the distinct point of history. So it is going to capture an unalterable snapshot. So that means there is no scope to alter it again. Next one, branching. Creates isolated sandbox environments to build features without impacting the production. So branching simply helps us to build the features without disturbing the production. Next one, merging. Combines separate branches together while providing mechanism to flag conflicts. So it is going to combine the separate branches into together. Next one, reverting. Acts as an immediate safety net to roll back broke code versions safely. So it is acting as an immediate safety net to roll back the broken code versions. At the end of this lecture, a student will be able to explain about code refactoring, continuous integration, automated build tools, version control system. Thank you.